Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner, Classic as Known Classics. This episode number 2200 and Doubleshot 2094. Wow, 2200 episodes. It was obvious basically the last episode to get this far, but damn. 2200, and this happens during the 10th year I've been doing views. Now, will I be reaching also 23 or 2400 this year? Maybe. I'm not really sure. It depends on how much I get done here. Yep. But this is quite something that reaches 2200. It's a good number. But it's not going to be a big, humongous milestone like episode 2000 was. But it's still good. It's a good episode number, in my opinion. Now, this one, I want to do something physical for this one. So, let's do physical trades here. First one we have is, we're going back in time 60 years to Marvel Epic Collection, The Fantastic Four, Volume 1, World's Greatest Comic Magazine. The trade set wasn't released 60 years ago, it was released a few years ago, but the issues were. This collects the first 18 issues of the very first volume of Fantastic Four, released from 1961 to 63, by Stan Lee doing the writing, and the artwork by Jack the King Kirby. Both creator team have since passed away. Now, the title of World's Greatest Comic Magazine, that was his title's nickname for years. Heck, there was even an official spin-off book called that. A 12-issue maxi series called World's Greatest Comic Magazine. Issue number 1 is the debut of the Fantastic Four, like their backstory, how they got the powers, and also the debut of the Mole Man and the Mole People. All in one issue. Yes. And Linkar himself did a review of this about this issue several years ago, but it's a really good classic issue. Issue number 2. Now, here's also what my friends mentioned, though. Issue number 1 does not have debut of the costumes yet. That's up to issue 3. I'll get to that. In issue number 2, we have debut of the Skrulls, where the Skrulls are Fantastic Four for crimes they commit, and they fight them, and then, of course, they capture 3 of the 4 opposing against them. Yeah, there's been a follow-up with this basically years later. I'll get to that. So, the 3 who captured were hypnotized to be turned into cows. Yep. And guess what happened to the Skrulls? They got butchered and eaten by a group of people who became the Skrull Kill Crew. Yes, seriously, this happened in the 90s. As for that Skrull who got away, that was a little strange plot, though, that apparently Roy Thomas picked up on as one of the catalysts of the Kree Skrull War awesome story arc. That awesome story from, I think it was issues like 890. I think it was like issue 94 to 97. It's a really good 4-parter. And in the case of issue 3, with this one we debut a few new things. With this one, we debut their actual costumes. Number 2, we did the debut of their vehicles known for driving, which, yes, Fantastic Four is the first of is the first team in Marvel Comics to actually have an actual vehicle they operate. Well, publication-wise, though the Invaders also have one too. They have a plane. We also debut of the Baxter Building, which is a main base of operations. Which this first building existed up until for over 20 years. Until it was destroyed during John Byrne's run. When the replaced Doctor Doom sent the building to space and blew it up, but all the tenants survived and they built the Four Freedoms Plaza in its place, which existed for over a decade before being destroyed by thunderbolts, and they bring about a new Baxter Building, and now it's been destroyed again. Yes, seriously, that fur has been destroyed again. Like, why? Though issue 3 has a fight guy called the Miracle Man. Yes. Issue 4 is something that basically very common with the Fantastic Four over the years. Basically, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby took the character, named with the Submariner, and made him a recurring character in Fantastic Four for a long, long time. And he was basically coming associated with Fantastic Four for years. And he eventually got a book released in the late 60s. Issue 5 is the debut of Doctor Doom. Yes. Yep. This is the debu's backstory. That's not explained in number 3. Yeah. And then issue number, let's see. In issue number 6, we have the first team up of Doctor Doom and Namor. Yep. Issue 7 is basically them finding out an alien menace from Planet X. Yeah, well, they find out an alien invasion, which is quite interesting to say the least. Now, in issue number 8, we have the debut of the Puppet Master, who is still making appearances this very day. We also see the debut of his daughter, Alicia Masters, well, actually his stepdaughter, who is currently married to the Thing right now. Yep. It's a very interesting standalone issue, but don't worry, he'll come back. He'll come back to haunt us for a lot over the years. In issue number 9, like, they'll be victim of their own building. A guest appearance here by the Submariner. It's a very interesting issue of what it is. It just basically takes on Fantastic Four again. And then we have this cover here has been spoofed a few times over the years. It's Doctor Doom, and it's basically a return of Doctor Doom, first of several returns here. But if I Doctor Doom again, it's just a good. It's like the third appearance of Doctor Doom. So why not fight the Fantastic Four again? Issue 11 is the debut of Marvel's version of Mixie Mixaplick, The Impossible Man. Yep, that's Mixed debut in issue number 11. Issue 12, which I've discussed before, it's Fantastic Four Me and the Hulk. 13 is a very important issue because, well, we have debut of a few different things here. First of which, we have debut of Red Ghost, his Super Apes. But Red Ghost is currently dead. He got killed off pages of Steve Rogers' Captain America. But it's also debut of one other character, which I've heard he does make an appearance here, first appearance in this book. Who is it? The Watcher. Yes, the Watcher, who was a common fixture of our comic universe. Currently, he's gone. He got relieved. He basically finished his duties up thanks to Reckoning War, and then Nick Fury took his spot as the Watcher full time, and he could leave the moon. Yep. But yeah, issue 13 is the debut of the Watcher. And he kind of a constant. Usually he does stuff like big events to warn people. And then issue 14, we have another fight with the Submariner. Yes. Well, I think this is like the third or fourth fight they fight with him. Mm-hmm. There's also with the Puppet Master who's here too. And in issue 15, we have debut of the Mad Thinker and Andy the Awesome Android. Yep. In issue number 16, we have guest appearance by Hank Pym and Ant-Man, where they take on Doctor Doom once again. Issue 17, more Doctor Doom stuff here. 18, we see the debut of the original Super Skrull. I think it was Kurt, I think his name is. Yeah, that's their fight first time when they beat him in this one. Yep, but these issues here are pure classic Fantastic Four. I give this trade a 10 out of 10. It is awesome. There are many key issues in here, so the key issues are basically the first 4 issues, actually first 5 issues. I would say their key issues in here are issue 8, 13, 8, 11, 13, and 18. First 5, debut of the Fantastic Four and the Mole Man. Number 2, debut of the Skrulls. 3, debut of Fantastic Four, the uniforms, their equipment, their building, and also, here's a fun fact, this also issues debut of the Daily Bugle. Issue number 4, basically, with the fight Mirror and Submariner first time. Issue 5 is debut Doctor Doom. 8 is debut Puppet Master and his stepdaughter Alicia Masters, like I mentioned. And for 11, The Impossible Man. 13, Red Ghost and the Watcher. And 18, the Super Skrull. So yeah, many key issues here, and just really good. And I have one more to go, and then basically I'll review the first 50 issues of this run. Our next up we have is X-Men Grand Design. This is basically like what the Grand Design is. This is, of course, the very first one they ever did. Mostly put, it's sort of a retelling of, it's written by Ed Parsker. Now, mostly put, it's sort of a retelling of the original '60s era for the X-Men. It's most of what this book is. Just retelling that '60s era, with the exception of the flashbacks. Nothing really wrong here. Just a really good book, and they also included X #1 for this book for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but this, a lot of fun. Read this one. Like, if you're a fan class, the one thing I don't like about this book per se is, and this is something, the one thing I don't like about this book is that there's no page where it's explained where the heck these things came from. But yeah, so that's it, particular view. Next up is going to be Dr. Stone. Okay, next video. Bye.